This is the practice test for Unit 5, practice test number 2, graphing polynomials. Question 1. Question 1, I'm asked to find the degree of the polynomial, p of x, describe the end behavior, and tell the maximum number of zeros that p of x could have. P of x is the polynomial 2x to the third minus 3x squared plus x minus 5. It's in standard form since there are no parentheses and there are no like terms. So in standard form, I just look at the highest order term, 2x to the third. If x gets big enough, x to the third will be bigger than all of these combined. So I know I only have to look at x to the third to decide what happens as I approach infinity. Describing the end behavior, I'll look at that. As far as the degree is 3, because that is the highest order term. The degree is the exponent of the highest order term, or the highest exponent in the polynomial. To describe my end behavior, I look at what happens. Two things. First of all, as x approaches infinity, I look at what y does. Secondly, I look at as x approaches negative infinity. And if I think about it, as x goes to positive infinity, I'll have a positive number to the third power times a positive number. Y will go to infinity. If I had had a negative here, that would have changed things. I would have had positive to the third power times a positive times a negative 1, then I would have had negative infinity. As x approaches negative infinity, now my x is negative, but it's getting larger and larger and larger. I have 3 negatives multiplied together. Negative times a negative is a positive. Positive times a negative then is a negative. So 3 negatives makes a negative, and I multiply by 2. I'll get a negative. So as x approaches negative infinity, y approaches negative infinity. And maximum number of zeros, we found that the maximum zeros we could have is the same as our degree. So the maximum number of zeros is 3. Because I got this by taking x plus something times x plus something else times x plus something else. That's the only way I can get x to the third power. The most number of zeros I could have is 3.